All right, today's an exciting day for me. I got some new gear, and we're gonna be flying it today and getting kind of initial reaction. This will be my first time flying HDZero with the 90 hertz refresh rate goggles. So I got the new HDZero goggles along with the HDZero Race V2 VTX and the new RunCam 90 hertz camera. So we're gonna first fly my analog setup here with my Orca goggles, just so I get a baseline, and I haven't flown in real life for a couple weeks, so we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna fire up the HDZeros and fly that for a couple hours here and get a feel for it. Unfortunately, I don't have any gates, so we're just gonna be flying around trees and the Baylands ropes course. But we'll get a good feel, good sense for the difference between the two, and kind of give you my initial feedback on the goggles and the camera. Setup wise, I'm running T-Motor F65s with the 2020 kV, and this is the Typhoon frame from Din Drones. So I've got the VTX, the HDZero VTX sitting on top of the stack here with my actually my RX sitting just above it. But you want to make sure that you have that nice gap between the VTX and any carbon, whether it's the top plate or the bottom plate. And then I have a Foxeer F722 FC, and then a T-Motor ESC, the new T-Motor Slim ESC. All right, so we're gonna go up with analog right now with the Orcas. Already right off the bat, I can see that the image is much smaller on here, but that's the way I have it set up. But still, the screen feels farther away, just from my initial testing, putting on the HDZero goggles. The Orcas feel like you're kind of in the back middle of a movie theater. But when we put the HDZeros on, I'll talk about how that feels. But yeah, these, I like how these are. I don't like the image right up on my face, so we'll see how I deal with the HDZero. But yeah, let's get some DVR going here. Grab an SD card out of the HDZeros. Nice bag, comes with a really nice bag, which is cool. Gotta say, I really love the styling on the Orcas. I just think they look so cool. So I'm just gonna kind of cruise around and try to feel out a little track here. It's weird because I've been flying this sim so much, and other than that, been doing working with a DJI Air unit, so it's gonna be interesting to feel this lower latency systems. Definitely feel rusty though. So the grass is green out here now, which makes it actually a little harder to navigate. Super bright. Alright, so we're gonna try to have a little track here. Grab that. On this guy twice. Something over here. Grab this twice. We'll come behind here. Column. Split S. Reverse split S here. Around this tree. Around that tree. Alright, so that's 3 packs in on the analog setup. Now we're gonna dive into the HDZero. So I've got same antenna, luminaire axis left hand that I have on my analog setup. It's a little canopy I designed for the Typhoon, camera protection slash antenna mount, turtle fin. So I might end up making it a little taller for the turtle, but definitely beefy camera protection, because these cameras are gonna be a little bit pricier than your analog cameras. So we got the goggles, and as far as the antennas go, I don't know if I have the most optimal setup. I've seen a lot of guys running the Omni on the top and the patches on the front, so I'm gonna run these luminaire axes on the top here, and so that's all I have right now. And then on the front, I just have another axis and just some TVS antenna. It's basically all I had that would fit on here, so I figured it's better than nothing. So yeah, we're gonna strap the strap on. The strap's got these buttons on it, so it's super easy to get in. It's not like the old Fat Sharks where you have to like slot it through, you know, that side thing. On off button, I know people are stoked about that. I don't really care. I guess the idea is you don't wear out your barrel connector. So yeah, it is kind of in a weird spot. Kind of wish it was, I don't know, below or something, or not. I guess move the barrel down so that you can like slide this forward. But I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's just like a little thing. So yeah, we're gonna power these on. Right off the bat, the first thing I noticed was the fans are really loud and really powerful. I do like the the option to adjust. So you can adjust the side fan and the top fan separately, which is really cool. So if you're in a really hot environment, or your goggles are fogging up aggressively, you can crank up the fans to as high as you need. Right off the bat, initial thoughts are the faceplate fits nicely on my face actually. Total blackout, which is good, which is what you want. No light leaking. I'm just trying to get the pressure right because it is pretty tight on my face right now. So like I said, with the Orcas, it feels like you're more in the kind of middle to back of the theater. Imagine you're in a movie theater looking at the screen. This feels more like you're kind of in that prime spot, like front middle, not too close, at least for my eyes. I do have to kind of look to the corners to see them, to read the text, but when I go into flying, it narrows to a 4:3 aspect, so it should be fine. So let's get this battery on, and we'll do our first flights, get some DVR going for you guys. All right, so we're in the goggles now. So we got the video feed going on. When I first plugged in and scanned, I wasn't getting the feed, so I had to do the stick command to turn on the video, which is both sticks down and in. So I was freaked out a little bit, but it started off in 0 power mode, and then I had to change it to 25 milliwatts in the menu. I'm not sure why that happened. It was set to 25 when I was at home, so it might be an issue with the smart audio that I have it set up as currently. The OSD looks phenomenal. There's a really cool font. There's some really sweet graphics, so it's kind of exciting to see finally some more like modern looking OSD. There's a little fan symbol on the top left that shows your fan speed, which is cool. Like I said earlier, it's in 4:3, so you got the black bars on the sides. The little battery symbol is really cool looking, and then you got your antennas on the top right, signal strength, race timer, which is that little drone symbol, the clock, RSSI, and then throttle level, which is that propeller, which looks really cool. All right, here we go. So this is my first flight, HDZero 90 hertz. This is actually my first flight with this drone. I just built it last night. Fingers crossed and arms. And we're gonna do a warm up, kind of talk through what I'm seeing here. So right off the bat, I do like the field of view in this. It's really fits my eyes well. It's not too big, but it's definitely bigger than my Orca view. Getting some pixelation, some breakup a little bit, but I think that's just because I don't have the proper patch antennas on, which I think is the recommended spec. As far as clarity goes, compared to my Orca setup, it's definitely better. It's not if you're expecting to see like kind of DJI quality, obviously it's not going to be that. So we're dealing with low latency here, and that's the goal for racing. But it's definitely easier to see, especially these little wires, these little supports here. But when you're moving fast around elements, they stay in focus. Like, it's kind of weird. I think that's the refresh rate that I'm seeing there. Yeah, it does look more clear now that I'm flying around more than the analog for sure. Let's get out here a little deeper. See how the video signal holds. Okay, getting some breakup over there. But I would be getting that on my analog as well, probably. I'm on 25 milliwatts right now. And I think my OSD is not correct. So I have to be careful about my battery level and everything. I can see in the shadows a lot better than the analog, that's for sure. Like usually when I'm flying up to these trees, I'm kind of just praying that no one's under them. But with that refresh rate and the image quality, I'm able to kind of fly more confidently into these areas. Alright, let's land this one. Try this battery. And then we'll make sure that the DVR is actually in fact recording. So we'll check that out now. So we're gonna take a look at the DVR. Okay, that's a really nice playback menu. I like that. It's got little thumbnails. That's really cool. Playback's a little choppy on the goggles. I don't know what's going on there. It's kind of lagging for me. Okay, it's totally frozen now. Let's try it again. So each little tick of the wheel is 5 seconds, which is handy. All right, let's do another flight here. Okay. Lost my OSD. That's not good. Let's try this again. So we're gonna go back to the main menu and scan and try to get my feedback. So I've lost the OSD. I'm gonna power cycle. Okay, so I just had to power cycle to get the OSD back on. So what I was in the menu going through playback, and then I went back to scan now to get my drone feed, and the OSD went away. Now it's back, so I just had to power cycle the drone and the goggles. Record. Huh. Now I can't record DVR. We'll power cycle again. But now I can't record the DVR. Let's see what happens here. Okay, now it's recording. All right, a little buggy. Try to get that solved with some firmware updates. trying to get used to this lens on the camera. It's definitely more fisheye than the Foxier Predator. Oh, battery's dead. Okay. That's cool. It's got a little skull that pops up when your battery's low. So, a couple of bugs. The OSD wasn't working. Then it just randomly started working after some power cycles, and the record function for the DVR wasn't working, so I had a power cycle. So yeah, just a couple little things.
Telemetry recovered.
All right, so that's 4 batteries in on the HDZero. Now we're gonna go back to my analog quad, get some reaction to now that I've flown the HDZero, how it compares. Kind of curious to see how this goes. All right, so we are back on analog now. I'm gonna do a battery on this and just kind of see how it compares. Okay, now that I've gone back to analog, the HDZero is much clearer. I want to go look at the shadows here because I was really able to see these shadows with the HDZero. Just a little bit better contrast. Like this tree here is kind of just like a blob, right? It's all kind of just black. You can definitely see the individual branches and stuff like that better with the HDZero. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot better. So I can definitely see a lot more with the HDZero. Obviously, it's a better image, bigger screen, better color and contrast. I'm still trying to figure out what that 90 hertz kind of feels like. I'm sure once I get on a track and have some more defined obstacles to fly around, I'll really feel it. Definitely feels different. You know, I guess somebody gets used to the field of view, but confidence-wise, flying, I just feel like I can see much better, and I'm getting more information to my eyes, to my brain, to my hands. With the analog, I'm kind of just going more off of muscle memory, I guess. You know, the static was a little more intense on the analog out here today. So overall, first experience, I'm impressed. Everything worked good except for a couple little bugs with the OSD and the DVR. I'm sure they'll get that sorted out. But I'm gonna fly my other quad now that has HDZero, just to make sure that everything's working on that one, and we'll get you guys some more DVR. All right, so this is first flight after going. Well, we started off with analog, went to digital. I'm back to analog, and now this is my first flight back on the HDZero. Let's see how it goes. Quad number 2. Video looks good. OSD is working. Yeah, so that refresh rate, it really pumps you more information as you need it. I feel like with the analog, you rely on muscle memory a lot to hit elements fast. But with this, I'm able to kind of process it in real time with that extra refresh. Still getting used to the field of view of this lens. It's quite different than the Foxier Predator 1.7. Sorry, 1.8 lens is what I use on analog. But you know, this is definitely a more enjoyable flying experience, that's for sure. I think I would actually consider putting this on, you know, work for a filming rig with that 1 watt VTX. You know, if you're chasing like drift cars or doing like really tight proximity flying around some subjects, you know, this low latency 90 hertz might be the ticket. Alright, let's change batteries. But yeah, going back and forth between the two really highlights the differences. So overall, definitely happy I got the goggles. They're a little expensive, but hopefully they last a while. And I really like the open source aspect. Firmware updates coming out. OSD looks awesome. Super easy to read. Love it. So we're gonna fly a few more packs and then get out of here. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll have some race gates. Get you guys some race footage.